Cooking in the open air while you're camping is a great experience, but it can be a precarious one. Most gas stoves are inherently unstable, especially when they've got a pan of water or a kettle of water on the top. Add to that uneven ground and the lack of a flat, stable space to cook on, and you can understand why a lot of people just go to the local pub and buy a pub meal. Now, here in the UK, the picnic benches or tables seem to be few and far between. There's only actually one campsite I've ever visited that had them, and then there was one between about 7 campers. And I've regularly had a look over the years to see what companies are offering in the way of camp tables, but the problem is they're always far too large to carry on a motorbike. Now, over the last couple of years, some companies have started to offer these cloth top tables, which really aren't of an awful lot of use when it comes to cooking. You can't put anything heavy on top of them because they're simply not stable enough. So call me sad, but I got really excited when I saw that Trekology were actually making a stable aluminium topped camping table. And not only that, when it's packed down, it's small enough to go on a motorbike. Now, don't be fooled by some very similar looking tables that are starting to appear on the market. This table is made from 70-75 grade aerospace aluminium, and it can hold up to 50 pounds in weight. That's just over 23 kilograms. So it is incredibly strong for its apparent size. The supporting frame is all one assembly. All you have to do is pull it apart and insert the cross members into the attached bracket, locating the pin into the hole on the cross member. This ensures that everything's firmly locked in place, ready for you to put the top on. The top's made up of lats made out of the same aluminium, and they're all wired together with a heavy duty elastic. It all concertinas together when packed away, and it's simple to open up, ready for fitting. Now, along each end of the tabletop there's a rail on the underside. This is designed to clip into those brackets on the top of the table frame. So all you have to do is clip it on at the 4 corners of the frame, and the table's ready for use. Now, of all the reviews that I've seen, I think this table has got to be just about the easiest one on the market to put together, and the whole thing can be put together in just a matter of seconds. And despite its spindly appearance, it is incredibly strong and stable. Now, I think it's an anodised finish, I'm not entirely sure, but it's finished in like a deep copper colour. Now, I have to admit, when I first took delivery of this, I was quite disappointed by the size. The surface of the table only measures just over 13 by 15 inches, but my disappointment didn't last for long. This table isn't meant as a dining table, it's meant as a utility table for cooking, making drinks and preparing food. And for 1 to 2 people, it's of ample size. This table represents the smallest offering from Trekology. They do a medium and a large. Now, the large is 27 inches long, and I think realistically it's just a little bit too big to fit on the back of a bike. They do a medium, but unfortunately at the moment that's not available on the UK market. That's 22 inches long, and it'll be interesting to see whether they do reintroduce that. Folded down, this table will fit in most panniers, backpacks or dry bags without any hassle whatsoever. And the main thing to consider is that it gives you a hard, stable platform for food preparation and cooking, whilst at the same time being heat proof and waterproof. Now, it's obvious you're not going to be able to perform all aspects of food preparation and cooking at the same time. You're going to have to segment them and use the table a stage at a time. Once you get your head around this, you'll realise that it's one of the most important and useful pieces of equipment that you could possibly take on a bike camping trip. Used in conjunction with a decent chair, it means you're not kneeling in damp grass anymore or crouching over the stove, which can make cooking a bit of an ordeal. It seems obvious to me that Trekology have put a lot of thought into the design of this table. It assembles and packs down with the minimum of fuss, and everything clicks into place and assembles exactly as it should do. The fit and finish is excellent, and as far as camping equipment goes, this is absolutely top grade gear. As far as the decorative finish goes, this is going to pick up some nicks and scrapes over time, but at the end of the day, this is a utility camping table. And as with other Trekology gear that I've looked at, if you treat it with some respect, I've no doubt this will give you many years service. Stripping it back down and packing it away is just the exact reverse of when you put it together, and it is just as easy and quick. The bag's not as heavy duty as you see with the chairs, but it's well up to the job, and it's actually got two separate compartments inside, one for the tabletop and one for the frame, and this is just to stop them rubbing together in transit and causing damage to each other. Now, currently on Amazon, this particular table is £19.99, which I think represents really good value for what it is and the use you're going to get out of it. The larger table I think is just under £33. I will leave a link in the video description in case you want to have a look at it. Now, I know everyone isn't into bike camping, so next week we're going to give it a rest for a week. I've got some new toys coming, I've ordered a new helmet and some protective eyewear. I'm hoping to cover both of those in two separate videos next week. It just depends on what time I've got available, but I'll try my best. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope it's proved useful to you, and I'll see you next time.